Well, life is something that can unexpectedly end. In tonight's Basin's Unsolved, we're talking about B.L. King, a popular Odessan from the 90s who was killed in his own home.
Thanks, Crystal. Some of these cases are from a long time ago, just like the one we're covering today. This one was from 1996. Some of these cases need a little help from the modern technology, the internet.
If you lived in Odessa in the 90s, you probably heard the name B.L. King.
He was the owner of the Torch Club, which was a strip club here in Odessa over off of Golder.
Wealthy and popular, King looked like he was living the life until one fateful day.
So B.L. King was murdered in 1996, and they found him shot to death inside of his house.
King was found with 3 gunshots to his torso and head, and that was 26 years ago. And the case is still cold. But Odessa is a small town, and King knew a lot of people. So how could a high-profile case of the King of Odessa go this cold? This is the story of B.L. King. Called flamboyant, generous, good-humored, and lovable by his peers, B.L. King was a very likable guy who always helped people who needed it. He was able to help them due to his obvious wealth.
Like, he was kind of a flashy guy, always had a lot of money, dressed real nice, drove nice cars, that sort of thing.
So when he was murdered, police considered robbery as the motive.
And there were a few things that were missing from the house, but nothing that was so specific that they could actually call it a botched robbery.
That's not the only thing that didn't add up to police. There were no signs of forced entry, and money and jewelry were left on King's body, making the murder look personal.
We learned that B.L. Was a very private person when it came to his home life, and so he didn't let a lot of people just walk in his door. If you walked up to his door and knocked on the door, you weren't going to get in the door. He had to pretty much know who you were. And law enforcement has always thought that it was somebody that he knew, that he would have never just let someone into his house.
Someone as popular as King made for a laundry list of suspects.
I know that they did interview and identify several people in that investigation, but they were just never able to get to who did it.
So who murdered B.L. King? It's a question his family still wants answered.
I do know that B.L. King has family members that are still alive and that they need answers. You know, they need to know what happened and it needs to be closed.
And after 26 years, this once cold case has new hope.
Hey there, and welcome to the Behind the Line podcast, episode 1. So let's kick this off with a case that's remained unsolved for over 25 years.
Odessa Crime Stoppers, like the Basin's Unsolved, are trying to solve as many cold cases as they can. One of those ways is through a relatively new medium, podcasting.
We have a deputy that's a coordinator for us from the sheriff's office here in Ector County. His name is Ryan Kelly.
We've put a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of research into these episodes, and we hope that y'all enjoy them as much as we have.
And he said, Odessa Crime Stoppers could do a podcast. We could do our cold cases. And then the wheels just started spinning. And we are making our podcast a little different from some of the other ones that you see out there. We're actually interviewing family members. We're interviewing the detectives from back in that day. And we're interviewing experts in the field of forensics and some different things, so that ours will have a different twist to it.
The first episode was released in January, featuring B.L. King himself.
This case takes place on the evening of November 17th, 1996.
And the process seems to be working.
We just happened to mention one thing that triggered this person that called us memory and made him want to call and talk to us about what he remembered. The Texas Rangers were actually working on this case at one point, so we've gotten them involved with that and gotten the information to them, and they are currently looking into the new information that was received.
It goes to show that one new bit of information can be the tipping point for any of these cases. Who knows? Maybe you know something that could close a case.
Someone, somewhere knows something.
Maybe one more tip. Yours is all it takes.
And we'll see you in the next episode.